Alright, hey guys, what's up? Kyle here. I just did a video talking about the movie I wanted to see, the movies I want to see during the summer. This movie, I just had to kind of do it about by itself, and that's on The Man of Steel, Superman. I'm really, really looking forward to this Superman movie. I can't even fathom. I feel like a kid just watching the previews and the trailers. I feel like a kid. Where do I start with this? How should I say this? I'll just start off and say this here. From the trailers, especially the latest trailer, which was released a couple of days ago or late last week, the third trailer, watching that made me say, like, man, this is what Superman should look like, and this is what Superman should be, for this generation. I'm like so excited for this movie. A lot of people complained about, I think the guy's his name is Henry Cavill, who will be playing Superman. A lot of people complained and said, when he was cast, a lot of people complained and said, he's Australian. What's up with, Hollywood hiring all of these guys from the UK and Australia, taking the lead action role movies? Because Andrew Garfield, who played the Amazing Spider-Man, is Australian, I believe, or he's from the UK. I think he's Australian. And then you have Christian Bale. Christian Bale is not American. I think he's Canadian. I think he's supposed to be Canadian. And then you have Hugh Jackman, who plays Wolverine. He's Australian as well. A lot of people get and some people get in an uproar over this stuff. To me, I don't care if you're from, Canada, Japan, Tokyo, whatever. If you can emulate and play the character off well, you have my approval. I don't give a crap what country you come from. You pull off the character well, you pull it off well. And you look at guys like Hugh Jackman and Andrew Garfield, who played Wolverine and Spider-Man, and their accents are like completely. You can't even tell they have an accent until they, if they're on an interview. So, and definitely even off, the guy that's playing Superman, Henry Cavill. From looking at the previews, you can tell you can't hint an Australian accent from him, so it's completely phased out and overlooked. It's hidden very well, so I have no problem with him coming from Australia and then playing the classic beloved hero, Superman. To me, I think Man of Steel is going to be a Superman movie done right. When Bryan Singer, director who did X-Men 1 and 2 and First Class, fortunately, and now he's going to do the second one to that. When he ditched X-Men 3 to do Superman Returns, I'm like, you guys know the reference that I'm making by that, or where I got that from. My stomach just turned to knots, because I'm like, Bryan Singer, Superman, no. And he did it. Didn't like it. Superman Returns was horrible. Nothing against Brandon Routh, but he just wasn't a good Superman. A forgettable Superman, yes, but he wasn't a good Superman, in my opinion. And, the whole, greased hair that stays in only one position with the curl, it's like, dude, this is 2008, which was when the movie came out. This is 2008, not the 1950s. The curl is like so played out. Superman in the comic books of today doesn't even rock the curls doesn't even rock the front curl anymore. So it's like, really? So that was a very big disappointment, for one of my favorite comic book heroes. But Man of Steel here, like I said moments ago, I think it's going to be it's a Superman movie done right. You got Zack Snyder, the guy who directed the movie 300, which was solid, and Watchmen. Even though a lot of people didn't like Watchmen, and Watchmen did get a lot of negative reviews, I thought Watchmen was okay due to the simple fact that, you know, they're not your typical superheroes. They're like anti-heroes. And I did like the dark allure, and, you know, like I say, not your average hero kind of like thing that the Watchmen possessed. Even though, like I said, the movie wasn't great, but I like those elements of the Watchmen and the tone that it set for that movie, even though it was, like I said, it was crap. So with that being said, you know, I'm like, director, cool. That you've got Christopher Nolan, the guy that's directed the best Batman series of all time ever. I think Christopher Nolan's brother too, who also helped him wrote Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I think Christopher Nolan's brother also kind of helped him with a little bit in producing and writing the script for Man of Steel. But the fact is, Zack Snyder's director, Christopher Nolan, as one of the producers, because Christopher Nolan doesn't get all the credit, I believe, because I think there's some other producers that wrote the script for Superman as well. But still, Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder. You look at the trailers, all three, especially the latest one that came out. This looks like Superman done right. But not only Superman done right, but Superman done right for the modern era. Because let's face it, I mean, I'm going to be honest, and I love Superman, but let's face it, a guy in blue spandex with red tights and a big S on the chest, it's a bit cheesy. You know, it worked in the 50s, still kind of worked a little bit in the 90s, we're up in the 2000s. I don't think that's going to transcend very well with the audience, unless, you know, you're a hardcore Superman fan. But, you know, with the younger audience that probably don't know about anything about Superman, I don't think the old traditional way of Superman, I don't think that would transcend. So I think the way they're bringing about Superman here with more of a serious origin story, Batman kind of like thing going on, I think is a great way to keep the old fans interested in Superman, but also yet kind of add a reboot to the character and have them, you know, connect with the younger generation where they can say, okay, Superman looks cool, I'll check this out. Definitely love the new costume design. Got rid of the blue trunks. Love that. I love the suit. It's kind of like a metallic, like blue. Kind of looks like armor more than anything. It doesn't really even look like a suit. It looks like a piece of armor, a piece of metal armor or something, which is kind of cool. I think, like I said, I'm digging, dying to see this movie. I think out of all the people who've played Superman since Christopher Reeve, because Christopher Reeve is like the guy that all fans have like deemed as the greatest of all time, and a lot of people compare anybody else to Superman to Christopher Reeve, which I think in all fairness is a bit unfair. But I think you know, if you're gonna put someone on par and say, hey, this person who looks like Superman since Christopher Reeves, I would say Henry Cavill. Just off the previews, just looking at him and seeing him in the suit and on the posters, he looks like a good Superman since Christopher Reeves. Now, how he transcends and represents the character, we'll have to see come June 17th. But like I said, but from the previews, it looks like his acting is solid. It looks like he's gonna play the role pretty well, in my opinion. But I think you know, seeing him in the suit and stuff, he looks like he looks the role of Superman. So you guys give me your thoughts on the Man of Steel. Are you looking forward to it? And also too, one thing is also confirmed is that no Kryptonite will be in this movie, so that's great. No Kryptonite's going to be in this movie, so that's going to be interesting, because I think Christopher Nolan said that he wants to tackle more that Kryptonite is not Superman's only weakness. That it's human emotion and human turmoil that can also get the better of Superman, because one, he was raised up and around and by humans. So that's going to be a neat, fresh perspective of, you know, being, you know, something for Superman to kind of battle up against, or, you know, for it to be a weakness of his besides the common kryptonite. So I'm glad there's no kryptonite. They took that out of the movie. At least for the first movie, at least, I'm glad. So you guys give me your thoughts on the Man of Steel. What do you think of the guys who are playing him, Henry Cavill? What do you think of Zack Ryder and Zack Snyder and Nolan teaming up to bring this movie? Let me know your thoughts in the box below. Subscribe. Peace.